What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to be unboxing the KitzConcept's Macross Robotech VF-1S God of Flame. So this was sent to me by Carl S. Thanks so much for allowing me to take a look at this. Now, this reason it took so long for me to actually get a hold and look at this is because the one I ordered never showed up. And I was fortunate enough to have a friend like Carl who was willing to send his to me. Yes, this is a very fragile piece, so I'm going to be careful with it. But that's why it's taken so long, is because mine never showed up. And I'll tell you the story about that. And I couldn't find somebody who was actually willing to send me this thing because it is a relatively fragile piece. It is limited edition. This is 2,257 out of 2688 pieces worldwide. So it is a limited piece. Here's the side of the box. Here's the back. You got some product shots with the robot mode, jet mode, and the guardian mode or Gerwalk mode. And yes, he looks a lot like the Jetfire from Transformers. They don't actually call him Jetfire, but he is a repaint of an existing figure made by KitzConcept that doesn't have these colors. So if you didn't know, obviously Jetfire comes from this. That's the origins of the toy. But let's get it open and take a look. Like I said, I am going to be very careful with this piece because it is one, limited edition, and two, relatively fragile in terms of the build quality. So we get two trays here. Let's take a look at this one first. Or three trays. So here's all the armor pieces. And it is beautifully painted, I will say that. They did a good job on the deco. So here's just an example piece that goes on the arm. It's relatively small for the price point. This is a 260, I think, 270. I think it was $260 figure. So for the size, it is relatively small. But here's all the armor pieces for the legs. Here's that booster. I mean, they really have a lot of painted detail, sculpted detail. I mean, it is gorgeous. It also has some light up features, so we're going to take a look at that. I don't think he put the batteries in. Yeah, not yet. So I'll probably put the batteries in so we can see all that, but really gorgeous looking out of the box. It's 1/72nd scale. And we'll take a look at this. I'm imagining I'm going to have to look at these instructions before I do anything, because I don't want to mess anything up given the price and the relatively fragile nature. But there's some transformation instructions. I'm guessing these aren't very good from the reports I've heard. Here's that fast pack armor. That looks really nice. Battery installation, which I'm going to need to do. Here's the back. Armor installation, light up effect. And it says coming soon, collectible action figure, which I believe is the pilot. But all right, so here's what you have inside. We have the stand with the Macross symbol on it. That's kind of neat. That's the kind of stuff you get when it's officially licensed. Actually, it looks pretty cool. And then you get the stand adapter here, which we'll take a look at. And we get batteries, which we're going to actually put into the figure. So it's nice that they include the batteries. Finally, we're going to get to the figure here. It comes like this in robot mode, packed in here. And they use these blister packs. So let's see, it has a little plastic cover. And we got missiles and alternate hands. So sculpted hands and missiles. They look nice. Take all these out. They are painted and detailed nicely, and the hands are sculpted pretty well. Set those aside. We also have the gun here, which has some detail on it. Yeah, it does extend. That does actually look pretty good. And I assume this attaches to that. We'll figure that out. This is also painted and detailed. Everything is pretty much painted and detailed. Here's, I think these are placement hip pieces. Not sure if I'll need them, but I'll take them out. And finally, we have the figure here. Looks like I had a little protective piece back here. So I'll make sure to put that back on when we store this. Let's figure out how that was attached. Alright. So, first impressions, it looks really good. It feels extremely floppy. I'm guessing it's not attached here, so you probably have to do something to get this attached. And I'm gonna have to do a little bit of studying. Obviously the feet are pretty simple, I believe anyway. Open these up. So first impressions, it feels very flimsy. Very flimsy. It's kind of flopping all over the place. I'm also realizing I'm going to need to get my background changed to the gray because it's super white and you can't see anything. How does this go together? Yeah, I don't want to mess with it too much because I need to look at the instructions before I do anything. But I will say it looks good, but it feels very flimsy. Here's the backpack. And it does look good, but man, everything feels very thin. But some beautiful detail on there. So we'll get this guy figured out. It's going to take me a little bit to kind of learn it. Make sure I understand how everything works before I mess with anything. And stay tuned for the review. We'll see you then.